All right. Let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about this story. This popped up a couple days ago. And now here's the deal. There's a thing right now in Hollywood. There's this assault on Hollywood for the most part. Where, anyone and everyone who's in Hollywood apparently is a pedophile now. That's a thing. And apparently this all ties back to this whole QAnon thing, which I'm not going to lie, I'm literally just learning about. So I will probably get this wrong in a few areas, and people are going to very much correct me in the comment section talking about QAnon. Like, you don't understand. It's telling us the truth. It's the CIA pushing back against the CIA against pedophiles, or whatever it is, or whatever it might be. Right? I don't know. But anyway, what we have here is this LAPD is going after a guy who worked on the movie Thor, who is accusing big stars of pedophilia. Now, I think we all can agree. That pedophilia is bad. Okay. Right? Okay. And it should never happen, 100%. But not everyone you don't like is a pedophile. All right? And that's something that I believe people on the right need to start acknowledging. Just as, and I'm going to be fair here, people on the left need to stop calling everyone a fucking Nazi. These words have specific meanings, specific connotations, and are not meant to be thrown around as simple ad homs because you don't like somebody and you want to find a way to smear them. I think we all can ultimately agree with this. Now, this guy, whose apparently real name is Issac Kappy, is a name that's been floating around the internet forums for the last few weeks after he accused actor Seth Green, amongst others, of being part of an underground Hollywood pedophile ring. Though he has since provided zero evidence to back up his claims, as tends to be the case in most of these accusations, over the past few days, he has been ramping up his social media posts to continue and accuse Green of being a child molester, along with some big-name Hollywood stars, some of which are too unbelievable, including Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert, Bill Clinton, and Claire Grant. However, the tables have turned on Kappy, who is reportedly now under investigation by the LAPD for allegedly choking Paris Jackson at a party, threatening gun violence on social media, and harassing Green and his wife. Am I the only one that's just getting like serious Pizzagate vibes off this one? Right? I'm just, we're going to see somebody grab a gun and go to Tom Hanks's house, tie him and Rita up, and search the grounds for the underground child sex dungeon that simply just doesn't exist, right? I have a feeling we might find rooms that are like dedicated to movies he's been in. There's like the Forrest Gump room, the Apollo 13 room. We're going to find a whole bunch of maybe Wilsons with fleshlights in them, which, while creepy, not pedophilia. So I think we can all agree that if he has a sexual fetish for volleyballs and fleshlights, that's his own deal, man. That's his own bag. That's his own bag. Also, quick side note, what if the final package in Castaway that Tom Hanks didn't open was a fleshlight? Think about that one. Anyway, Issac Kappy, who is best known for his bit part in 2011's Thor as the pet store clerk, has been posting on 4chan a lot over the last few weeks, trying to bring down Hollywood pedophiles with a heavy focus on Seth Green, who used to be a former friend of Kappy. Kappy claims he was at a party with Paris Jackson when a random child came up asking for Green, which Kappy found highly suspicious. Issac goes on to claim that while he was at Green's house, after a game night party, Green showed off a hidden room, with Robot Chicken creator reportedly cackling, "This is where we keep the children," in a sinister voice. Inside the hidden room was a bed and dim lighting. Now, I don't know I have no idea if that's true or not. I have no idea, what that is. Could be a bad joke, could be a spare bedroom. Who knows? Who knows? We'd have to see some evidence of that one. Anyone, can you get like is it public knowledge to get the building designs for anyone's house? Or is that only like a business? I don't know. I watch a lot of movies and they talk about that kind of shit. Anyway, none of the allegations by Kappy against Green have been confirmed or proven true in any way, but many believe that Kappy might be mentally unstable. If you go on this dude's Twitter, right? Then you might actually see some crazy shit. Because he's out there saying like, I am not on drugs. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a little crazy. Now, Kappy also alleges Green invited him to join the Illuminati last year, stating that he would be given $250,000 a year as well as any car he wanted. This came after what Kappy called a dinner party between him, Seth Green, and Claire Grant, where Seth allegedly told Issac that they need to talk about the chicken, which is code for very young children. Or maybe they're at a party and there's something with the chicken. Just saying. Right? I thought pizza was code name for children. What the hell? Oh, okay. So it was here that Kappy claims that Green exposed his pedophile secret, revealing that he likes to have sex with kids. Again, we only have Kappy's word to go on, and none of this has been proven in any way, shape, or form at this time, these things are never, ever proven. You know that. Like, they're never proven, right? I mean, as much as I love Corey Feldman, as much as I love, I support the guy, I agree with the quartering who made the comment, like, he only really shows up when he needs a paycheck. Right? So there's that. It just kind of feels weird. Now it says here, Issac Kappy has been trying to get in touch with other actors to help join his crusade and even hit up Corey Feldman on Twitter. Of course he did. Feldman has been talking about an underground Hollywood pedophile ring for years, but automatically blocked Kappy on social media after Issac made these claims against various actors and directors, some of which are downright outlandish on the surface. Now, when Corey Feldman, who has been for years going off about a childhood, about pedophiles in Hollywood, and here comes the guy going like, "Yo, Corey, hey man, I got some of that, the QAnon stuff, man. You wanna go talk about it, man?" And then Corey's like, "Oh no, you too crazy," and he blocks his ass. That should tell you something. That should tell you something right there, man. If Corey Feldman is blocking you because you want to expose pedophiles, maybe it means you're too crazy for Corey Feldman. Just something to kind of ruminate on later on. Holy shit. As far as the LAPD is concerned, they're most interested in Paris Jackson choking allegations, as well as a tweet in which Kappy threatened to shoot anybody who steps foot on his property. It's not clear if they're investigating the claims of pedophilia at this time. Probably not. But can they investigate him for threatening to shoot some people who step on his property? I mean, can't you do that? I'm pretty sure in California you can do that, right? That's the thing. That's the thing. Now, a Reddit thread about Issac Kappy's recent behavior was started, and it warns people to be very careful when dealing with him. The thread goes on to say that Kappy has been linking himself to other actors that he doesn't really know, while trying to also vet people who are trying to help him with anonymous sources to dox others. Kappy originally made his claims on Periscope, but insists that he's been talking about the Hollywood pedophile ring for years. While he was an actor at one time, he claims he's mostly been blacklisted and has given it up. He currently makes money as an artist in Silver Lake, but in the last few videos he released, he hinted that he was on house lockdown for fear of his life. Now, Silver Lake is kind of, what's the word here? It's a very hipster area. It's actually the hipster area. It's not swanky, but it's definitely expensive to live there. Issac Kappy has been trying to get more people to talk about his story, but he's having a hard time getting it out of conservative message boards and 4chan. He claims the LAPD is stalking him in front of his house, and he could be sued for libel. Kappy continues to rant about the mainstream media, who he says are protecting monsters, and of course, here's a series of tweets. I'm just saying, look, fine. If you got evidence of pedophilia, by all means, turn it into the cops, man. I'm not in any way going to ever fight back against that. But if you're on Twitter going like, Tom Hanks is a pedophile, and you have no freaking evidence of that, no. You can't do that. You can't sit there and defame people like that. That's the thing. We cannot let this word just become some kind of typical ad hom that you hear, that you just disregard. You know what I mean? You actually have to have the evidence. So, Jesus, let's see what this guy says, though. It says, okay, last year I was asked to join the Illuminati by @Seth Green. The offer was $250,000 a year and any car I wanted, as if I would abuse children for such a paltry sum. So what does that, I mean, what, he's making a joke about it, right? So if he offered him $1 million a year, would he abuse children? I mean, what's your price, Issac Kappy? What's your price? What's your price? You clearly have it because you used 3 cry laughing emojis while trying to discuss Pedogate and QAnon And also, oh, what's that? SDCC 2018? Oh, so you're trying to run these particular tweets during the Comic-Con weekend in order to gain some tractions, which you clearly did. 1,600 likes, trying to defame people there. He has here, at LAPD, saw you camped outside my house. Thank you. I'm on my way to the W right now. Cool. A lot of people talking about the hashtag pedophile jokes. The craziest pedo joke I ever heard was when Seth turned to me and said, "This is where we keep the children." He was pulling back a secret bookshelf that revealed a hidden room at his Malibu house. Okay. Hey, at James Gunn, you know how I know you're a pedophile? Because your friends are pedos too, like Lloyd Kaufman, Seth Green, Claire Grant, Jarbo, and many more. There's been ample time to come clean, yet I watch you just lie. Jarbo, why'd you go private? See, this is the thing. This is also happening right in the same day that James Gunn was getting fired. So this is when it was all blowing up. So the way I see it is this, because this goes on. I'm not going to go through all these here, right? This dude is clearly fucking nuts. Clearly has a bit of a problem. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, you cannot sit there and start attacking people for this stuff, right? Like you got to have evidence. You've got to be able to get the evidence. If you don't have it, then all you're doing is just making up lies. And people are going to strike back, especially now when, it has the ability to get people like Edgar Welch to go take a gun to Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria because Alex Jones and people like Mike Cernovich helped put that thought in his head that there was an underground child sex dungeon. And there are people out there who believe this wholeheartedly, without question, and they treat this as an absolute truth. Now, we don't know if this is true or not. It could be. It probably isn't, but it could be. I'm willing to at least acknowledge that it could be a reality. But just blatant accusations on Twitter are not enough to get the LAPD to come in and start arresting celebrities you don't like for claims of pedophilia. You have to actually have evidence of the sort. And that's what I don't like about this particular debate. What I don't like about this particular situation is that people don't have evidence and they just make the claims. And they can have long-lasting ramifications because there are people out there who are clearly too fucking stupid to ever actually sit there and give it a second thought and go, maybe I'm just getting some wrong information. We had situations where cops were called to a random guy's house for a swatting prank and they killed him. We had situations where somebody went into a pizzeria with a gun, shot up the place looking for an underground child sex dungeon. We have a situation where a woman is banned from reading InfoWars or listening to InfoWars ever again as part of a plea agreement because she believed Alex Jones's claims that the Sandy Hook kids were not killed, that it was all fake, and sent death threats to parents of one of the kids who now have to live in a security surrounded gated community for protection from people like her. I would love it if people out there would take a moment to question if what they hear is real, if what they read on places like 4chan is real, and maybe question if they need to find themselves going and seeing a therapist, because I feel at the end of the day that's probably what's going to save some people's lives and or sanity and or reputation.